resident technical people. And that is why I will still insist that resources should be availed for institutions like Sports Kenya to build their capacity by bringing in the requisite technical competencies. It will really help to forestall challenges such as this. I also agree that it is not necessary to have consultants. It's not necessary to have consultants, and I can give my confirmation to this House, Honorable Speaker, that this is a matter we will revisit so that we have a framework that can better serve the interests of the people. But bottom line, we must complete Ruringu. And let me give a commitment to the Honorable Member and this House that I'm going to be hands-on personally on this one. And if you look at some of the projects that we have taken on since we came to office, a project like Moi Stadium, Embu, we did it in 5 weeks. A stadium like Kericho Green Stadium, we did it in about 3 months. A stadium like Kasarani Stadium, we are refurbishing it in 12 months. A stadium like the Talanta Stadium that will host the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027, we are doing it in a record 24 months. So you can see the difference of the Kenya Kwanza performance, side by side with the mess that we inherited as an administration. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Roku. Honorable Roku.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask a supplementary question. After listening to the Minister or Cabinet Secretary, there's some questions which have come in my mind regarding the World Rally Championship, which was in Naivasha. Can the Minister confirm all the claims, all the dues have been paid as far as World Rally Championship is concerned? Because it may risk Kenya not able to participate in such an event or even host such an event, which was very good in marketing our country as one of the premium touristic destinations in the world. Can the Minister confirm all the dues have been paid? And if not, when is going to happen? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
We'll take Mheshimiwa Mandazi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Chepalungu.
Quite well, Mr. Speaker. I would like to ask the CS that there was a directive by the head of state that the stadium that was done by county government of Bomet between the year 2012 and 2017 that was abandoned, that the ministry takes up and completes it. I am aware that the CS actually made a visit to the site, and I would like to ask him on the findings and whether the same project can continue to completion and can be realized anytime soon. And if not, Mr. Speaker, I would like to hear from the CS.
You're a joyrider. One question. One question.
Okay, okay, Speaker.
Yes. Jane Kiara, joyriders, one question. Give Honorable Kihara the mic.
Mr. Speaker, mine is not a question, it's just to appreciate. That is where I ran. That Rurengo is a stadium. I remember it.
You are out of order. And this is question time. Ferdinand Wanyonyi, I come to you. You can go and appreciate the minister in his office.
You're making me laugh. Can the minister tell me, because we know that we are going to have the African Cup of Nations in 2027, and yet we're also having general election in this country. So do you think there's going to be a conflict in terms of arrangements? I'm a bit uneasy on the whole thing. Please, can you tell us what you're going to do? Given that two events which are very, very important for this country.
What did you say, Ferdinand? I didn't even hear you.
Said, we are having the African Cup of Nations. We are hosting African Cup of Nations 2027.
Correct.
And yet, we're also having the general election 2027. And do you think there's going to be a conflict? And, you know, just how prepared are we could,
Majority Leader?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I appreciate
those series of small questions and answer them in
the response by the Minister on Ruringo. And I want to ask the Minister, I am certain he has seen the recent report by the Auditor General, Nancy Gathungu, on the inflated costs of all these stadia, including Wanguru Stadium, Kirigiti in Kiambu, and definitely this Ruringo, upon completion, is a likely candidate of that inflated or escalation of costs. I would particularly want to hear what is it that the Ministry and Sports Study are doing to ensure that there will be no inflation of costs. Because as a Minister of ours, it's actually true. I was with him here in the 11th Parliament when that particular contract was awarded. And I, in fact, participated in the groundbreaking ceremony by our former President Uhuru Kenyatta in Ruringo in the run-up to the 2017 elections. But it's almost 10 years after the award of that contract. What guarantees is the minister giving that under his watch that there will be no inflation then of costs way beyond what was envisaged then and beyond what would be the normal escalation of costs of steel and cement probably? Because I don't think the cost of grass, the Kikuyu grass, the member for Nyeri Town is speaking about, has changed. But of course, there is the normal escalation of costs on steel and cement. But will that also see us justifying, or the ministry justifying, a very huge escalation in costs? And therefore, I want to really hear what is it that the ministry is doing to ensure that one, Ruringo Stadium and all the other stadia are completed within reasonable timeline and within reasonable costs. Because, Honorable Speaker, you know, when projects like this take 10, 15 years, then at the end of it all, we will hear the stadia was to cost maybe 600 million, is now costing 2 billion shillings. And it is that I would want to hear what the minister and the ministry are doing to ensure that we check that we do not end up with such a report. Because the Auditor General has reported on the ones that are completed or partially completed, like Kirigiti, Wanguru, and the others. Are we going to hear when the Auditor General reviews this particular one in Ruringo that it was also escalated costs twice or triple what was envisaged? Thank you.
Didaraso.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask the CS one very specific question on Marsabit. Marsabit was built by both the county government and the Sports Kenya. One side of the stadium is complete, the other side is still lagging behind. So who really takes responsibility if such projects are unfinished? And also, you have closed the spaces for the youngsters and for the community of Marsabit town. So how long such projects are likely to take? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Oyula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to ask the CS whether he's aware that Busia County has no stadium at all, and what arrangements has he in place?
Has no good stadium or has no stadium?
Has no stadium, not even a bad one. And arrangement has he to ensure that we in Busia, we also get a stadium? Thank you.
Member for Kericho.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to first maybe remind the CS.
Minister, all these are deviations from the original question, but are small questions which you can answer. Go on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for allowing me to be what you normally call as the joyriders.
Yes.
Maybe first is to remind the minister that when he came to Kericho, he renamed the stadium as Kiprukut Chuma Stadium. So it is no longer Kericho. And you've actually mentioned that the stadium was done in 3 months. It is true. But there are some issues that have not been sorted. The gates have not been conclusively done. Beautification outside has not been done. Lanes are not well done. So what plans do you have to make sure that the stadium is done to the international standard? Thank you.
Adagala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for putting me in line with the joyriders too. But my question should be taken with the seriousness it takes, because I want to ask the CS Sports, what measures is he going to take, or is taking, or what has he done? In Vihiga County, we have something similar to grounds, that is Hamisi Sports Ground, Kidundu, and Mumboha. And Vihiga being a home of champions of rugby and basketball players and football, what arrangements is he making to ensure those stadiums can function and work so that Vihiga can feel we are part of this Kenya Kwanza government? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the CS. As a member of Sports Committee, we budgeted for sports academies, and I don't know where we are with that because nothing has started yet. Thank you.
Can we, okay, last member for Mhaya. Then, Minister, you can answer those short questions.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to ask this, the CS that it is believed he is putting round pegs in squared holes. That in 2027, when we shall be hosting the CAF, he is not preparing Buhungu Stadium, which is the home of football and footballers, but is preparing a different stadium which is known for athletics. I want him to tell this House and Kenyans what he's doing to make sure that the home of football is prepared for football in 2027. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I will take one by one pretty fast, starting from the first on the WLC Safari Rally. And Honorable Speaker, it is true that the WLC Safari Rally had quite a pile-up of debts. In fact, I'm very proud to report to this House that this is one of the spaces we have been able to streamline. When this rally was hosted in 2022, for instance, before we came to office, it cost the taxpayer about 2.8 billion shillings. Last year, we were able to halve that and do it at half that budget. This year, even with the economic realities, we have been able to lower it even further. And so we have done very well to get a grip of a space which we believe was not managed very well. And I want to assure this House that there is no chance of Kenya losing the WRC Safari Rally. We are in a very good space with the promoter. We are in a very good space with the FIA, the International Motorsport Federation. And we are also in a very good space in streamlining that whole operation of the rally. The debts which we inherited, we have referred them to a special verification, and that verification process is going on. As soon as that verification is completed so that we know which ones are genuine, which ones should be paid, then they certainly would be settled. And we will plead for some more indulgence for that verification to be concluded. Bomet Stadium in Bomet County Stadium, yes, I have visited this stadium. Again, it is one of those stadia that were not very well conceived. When you look at, Honorable Speaker, if I refer the Honorable Member to page 16 of the master plan, which I have referred to quite a lot, you will see that Bomet Stadium is listed under what we are calling completion of ongoing regional stadia. And so even though this was a project of the county government, we have taken it up, and it is part of the plans we have to complete it. But there are serious integrity issues there. We have done some initial tests, and we believe that some of the structures that were done by the county government may actually need to be pulled down as part of the completion of this project. The other question from the Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi on AFCON and the general elections, we believe that there shouldn't really be overly much concern. Actually, we see the general elections and the football fever complementing pretty good. And Kenyans, I believe, will immensely enjoy the Africa Cup of Nations even as we gear to the general elections. We don't anticipate any problem at all, unless the Honourable Member knows something that we don't, and we'll be happy to listen to.
Under the fear of the unknown. Just go. Honourable Speaker, we all occasionally suffer from the fear of the unknown. Honourable Adagala has also mentioned Hamisi, Kidundu, Mumboha, and I can also assure the Honourable Member for Vihiga that Kidundu Stadium is also in the master plan. If you look at page 16, you will see under support for new regional stadia, Kidundu is listed as a project. So that is already considered. But we have also been in talks with the leadership of Vihiga, including the governor, just to determine what would be the best place in Vihiga County for a regional stadia in that county. But in the meantime, Kidundu is listed in the master plan. On the question regarding Kiprugut Stadium, Kiprugut Chumo Stadium, it is true that we have formally, in an official ceremony, renamed that stadium in honor of Kenya's first ever Olympics medal winner, the late Kiprugut Arap Chumo. That is the new name. And we are aware that there are a few elements that need to be completed, something that Sports Kenya is seized of for completion. Honorable Yula mentioned the Busia County Stadium, and I'm pleased to inform the Honorable Member, Honorable Speaker, that this particular county actually has no stadium, as the Honorable Member has indicated. The remnants of the stadium that was there was a victim of the public protests, which went away with the remnants of Busia Stadium. And so Busia no longer has a stadium, but we have advertised this project, and expression of interest is ongoing for construction of a new stadium in Busia County. That process is nearing the tail end, the expression of interest. The sports academies, there's a question, a latter question here, Honorable Speaker, on which we had provided some information on academies. I can skip it for now, and I'll answer it at that point, because we have provided details on the question of academies. The Honorable Dida Rasu has mentioned Marsabit, and again, Marsabit is in our master plan. And you have correctly noted, Honorable Rasu Yakwamba, that one bit of the project is completed. That is the bit that was done by the ministry through Sports Kenya. That bit is completed, and I did visit, and I confirmed that. I physically visited Marsabit to confirm that. The bit the county government did is incomplete. And we had some serious concerns about the integrity of that structure. I'm pleased to report to this House that we have done integrity tests, and those tests are now we have a report we did commission just to determine whether that structure could withstand completion. The test results are being analyzed now. As soon as that is completed, we'll proceed to complete as indicated in the master plan. There was a question from the Honorable Member for Mhaya on Buhungu Stadium, and I couldn't agree more with the Honorable Member for Mhaya that this region, the Mulembe land, is a hotbed of talents. Buhungu itself is like a shrine of football, and certainly deserves to be given attention. And I'm pleased again to report to this Honorable House, Honorable Speaker, that I was personally at Buhungu a month ago to do groundbreaking for the completion of Buhungu Stadium. We have entered into partnership with the county government to help the county government as national government to complete the bit that is remaining. So work is going on Buhungu, and we have every determination to complete Buhungu. While that is going on, we have also done groundbreaking for Masinde Muliro Stadium, Kandui in Bungoma County, which is also on track. In fact, that will be the host of Madaraka Day this year, and we are racing against time to complete it in time to be able not only to host Madaraka Day, but also to be available to support the sporting ecosystem in Bungoma County and the rest